most difficult thing about this game and the ugliest thing is the rebounding, and giving up 29 offensive rebounds and it's an effort statistic, and so we just really had a poor effort. The ball goes in the air, it's up for grabs, and they had almost as many offensive rebounds as we had total rebounds, which is hard to fathom. So very poor effort. I did a very poor job of getting these guys ready to play this game. Just a lot of mistakes. We had a lead, I think, of 14 at one point, somewhere in the fourth, and it felt like things were in a good place, but these guys kept coming. Give them a lot of credit for the game that they put out there, and it's a great win for them, and it's a very tough loss for us.
136 is the third most you guys have given up in a game this year. Do you attribute that mostly to the rebounding, or were there other defensive issues you saw as well?
Well, there's other issues, but 37 second chance points, So, if we somehow can take away a decent chunk of those, it makes a big difference. But no, it's just give them the credit. And we played very poorly, and just for one of the few times this year, just weren't together for the whole 48 minutes, and that's been the hallmark of this team.
I guess at what point could you sense that something was wrong there? Obviously they got 24 points in the paint, I think, in the first quarter.
Yeah, it's a little bit of this last night too. Look, we should know. We went into Golden State undermanned and won the game. Washington came in here last night and made it very difficult on us. But I was very impressed with the guys that played for them. These guys played hard, they were aggressive, and they were fearless, and they attacked, and, they earned the win.
Miles' foul trouble didn't help, but why do you feel like it seemed like they so easily were able to get into the paint and kind of get whatever they wanted around the rim?
Some of it's transition, some's perimeter defense. And we've hit a spot here where we got to defend better on the perimeter at the point of attack. We just got to sit down and do it better. McConnell gave us a really good lift early in the game. And his energy, and we needed more of that energy top to bottom in this game, and just did not get it, did not have it, and so it's a tough loss.
Okay. Tyrese, 136 is the third most you guys have allowed in a game this year. What did you get the sense went wrong for you guys on defense and on the glass?
Second chance points. Obviously they rebound. I don't know how many offensive rebounds they had, like 30. It was a lot. So that's not a recipe for success. Allows them to get second chance points in the paint. That gives everybody confidence. Yeah.
Rick just called rebounding an effort thing. In the middle of a game, is there an adjustment you can make to rebound better, or is it just we've got to just go get them?
Yeah, I think we missed a couple free throw box outs. I would have to go look at every rebound. I think they're just playing harder than us, to be honest. They're obviously down a bunch of guys. They're playing free, and I just had a good game.
Speaking of that, them being down a bunch of guys, what did you guys expect from them coming? Did they hit you, I guess, harder at the start than you expected?
Nah. You knew this was going to happen. To start the game, right? You got guys coming in fresh. Guys, they're NBA players, and there are a lot of young guys who want to prove themselves in this league. We did the same thing in Golden State. It's how the NBA works. When teams are down, their top guys, other guys step up. You guys saw it with Memphis last year. You see it every year in the NBA where, top guys go out, other guys step up because they want to prove something, and they got something to prove. So, that just happens in the NBA. And early they made shots, which we expected, but we put ourselves in position to win this game if we rebound the ball, and we didn't do that.
They obviously get 72 in the paint, and a lot of those are second chance, but some of those are just off of drives. I mean, what did you just see in terms of breakdowns, in terms of keeping people out of the paint on the first shot?
Yeah, I thought just defensively we were just awful tonight down the line. So I can't pinpoint anything. One-on-one defense, rotations, shifts, low man, defensive rebounding. I don't think we can go home and say we did anything necessarily well defensively. So, these happen through the course of an NBA season. It's 82 games long for a reason. So you got to take that on the chin, move on.
Tyrese, was this a game where you felt all game long from your team? It was hard to get kind of some energy build up and some good vibes there.
I felt in the fourth we went on that little run. I don't remember what we got up, but we knew they weren't going to go away. And games like this, you got to put teams away. And if you let them hang around, it comes back to bite you. And they hung around the whole night, and you see what happens. So I don't know what it was. Can't necessarily pinpoint anything, but they were ready to go. And they played well. Kudos to them.
Probably don't care now, but you hit your first 6 3-pointers, had a big smile after that last one. And you just know you had it going and were feeling good most of the night offensively.
Yeah, just trying to be aggressive, man. Felt like we needed a little bit of a boost in that first quarter, and I felt like I had it going. So I was just trying to stay aggressive all night. But I got to be better defensively. Kicked myself a lot about some of my rotation stuff tonight. So just go watch film and figure it out.
Just to go back just to the offensive aggression, I mean, did you – like, obviously it seemed like early they were just kind of running away from you guys and letting you take threes, but it seemed like after they started contesting a little bit more of yours once you hit a few. I mean, are there threes you took tonight that you haven't been taking that you're going to try to push to take more?
I shot 4 threes yesterday. Feel like I had a lot more opportunities to get them up. So just made that a point of emphasis coming in today to get shots up. They're obviously guarding me in a lot of different coverages, a lot of different ways, and they went to that zone in the second half, and that kind of stunted our offensive movement, offensive freedom, and it's kind of been the story of the year. Trying to figure out where we're best against the zone. So, we were able to go on that little run in the middle of the fourth. They gave us a big push, but they made enough plays, and we didn't down the stretch.
Shea, I just asked Tyrese the same question, but 136 is the third most you guys have given up this season. What did you sense on the defensive end? Rebounding went wrong for you guys in this one?
I just feel like we weren't connected there in that aspect. Of course, giving up 29 offensive rebounds is, bad on any night to any team. It doesn't matter who's out there. But that's really what it was. I feel like we weren't connected, and they just wanted it more than us, and they did all they could to get the win.
You're having an off-effort night, for lack of a better term. What can you do to turn that around in the middle of a game?
It's got to dig deep, man. I mean, second night of a back-to-back, it's tough anytime. But it's really just digging deep and getting to play for one another instead of trying to, do it by ourselves. And, it's hard to find that effort, obviously, when you're down and you're trying, but you can't really get there. So we just got to find it within ourselves and just push.
You guys won on Monday in Golden State. Very undermanned. That's very undermanned tonight. Is there something about, being down a bunch of guys that makes a team have a good mentality for games like this, something like that?
Yeah. I mean, shout out to them. They came in with the right mindset, and it was to go hard through the whole 48, and that's exactly what they did. From rebounds to making shots to playing well on defense, they did everything the right way. They played the game the right way. I feel like they did everything that, their coach really told them to do, and they stuck with it and, ultimately got them the win. So, and it's kind of like the same thing, we did in Golden State. We stuck to exactly what we wanted, and everyone played to their strengths and played for one another, and we got the win. So, shout out to them. They came in here and did what they had to do.
Obviously, second chance is a big, part of the points in the paint, basically. But what did you see in terms of just breakdowns in terms of just keeping drives out of the paint? What kind of went haywire there?
Again, we weren't playing for one another. We weren't locked in with our principles. We do a great job of helping one another out on those drives. It's hard to guard anyone one-on-one in the NBA. Everyone's really skilled. Doesn't matter who, they're here for a reason. And it's a team effort, and we weren't connected as a team today.
Kind of to that point, was it the point of attack defense that suffered first, which led to all those breakdowns?
You can't really pinpoint one thing. I feel like it's all around. We weren't moving the ball like we usually do. We weren't playing in transition mainly because, we gave up a lot of offensive rebounds and they're making shots. But once we're not feeling comfortable and in our right, state of mind on both ends of the floor, it's tough. And this is exactly what happened tonight.
All right, obviously the number that stands out is 59-30 on the boards. Just what did you guys, what did you see just go wrong in the glass tonight?
We just got out rebounded, Ball wasn't bouncing our way, wasn't blocking out. They got a lot of offensive rebounds, which led to second chance points for them. And pretty much that just trickled down and killed us, dug ourselves in the hole, and it was hard to get out of it.
Where did, obviously they got 72 points in the paint. A lot of those are some offensive rebound putbacks. But what did you kind of see all around on defense in terms of not being able to keep the ball out of the paint?
Pretty much we just got to be more engaged, we got to help the helper and pretty much have that emphasis on helping each other and being in our shifts, being in the paint, protecting it, and then just flying out. I mean, we got stagnant at one point, and if we went away from that emphasis on helping each other out.
When you're not having a good rebounding night, or the team isn't, what can you guys do better to get more misses, if that makes any sense?
Just continue to defend, continue to lock into the scout, continue to focus on their tendencies, I mean, obviously we go over it every day before the game, and we just went out the window today, and we let them get going.
Well, you mentioned the scout. I mean, obviously this is a different team that shows up on the scout. Basically a whole bunch of different guys. I mean, how do you even scout this group?
I mean, at the end of the day, we all NBA players, We all here for a reason, and pretty much we disrespected them, and that's on our part, and we just got to continue to treat it like if KD and Kyrie was out there and making sure that we just locking into what the coaches are telling us before the game.
Did it take you a while to get a sense of what this was going to be like? I guess. I mean, just obviously these are a bunch of guys that are playing for future minutes. Like they're not necessarily part of the starting lineup, but they've got something to prove. For to their team and everything else. I mean, did it take you guys a while to get a sense of what this meant to them?
We knew it was going to be a dogfight. We said it coming into the game. Like you said, there's a whole bunch of guys trying to fight for minutes, so they're going to go hard no matter what. I mean, and we got punched in the mouth. We didn't respond back well enough to withstand that, and like I said, we kind of disrespected them to a point that put us down bad.
Like that, but what maybe leads to a game like tonight?
Yeah, just letting guys get real comfortable. You got to give them credit where credit's due. They had a lot of guys out, and guys had to step up, and they played great on that end. They got probably every offensive rebound they could in the second half, and we didn't get it. We weren't able to get out and run. I think we were connected. It was just one of those things where we didn't box out, and because we're a connected group, and we just kind of lost sight of that in the second half.
How mentally disheartening were those offensive rebounds? They're obviously a problem on the floor, but after you get the stops, it seems like it was maybe even excruciating at times.
Yeah, backbreakers for sure. It stopped us from doing what we do best, is getting out and run and playing in transition. We weren't able to do that because we didn't, box out. But credit to them again. They came in with a game plan, executed it, and they went zone, and we got a little stagnant there. But full credit to them.
You watched these guys recently stun Golden State. It didn't seem like that was the case tonight. You guys did have a 14-point third-quarter lead. But is there anything maybe challenging when you're facing a group of players that you haven't seen before, you maybe haven't scouted before?
No, I mean, you just, they're going to play more free, more minutes available tonight. But, these guys are NBA players, so you respect them at a high level. And, I just think, we just let them get too comfortable, and when you do that, guys get into a rhythm, and it gets to be really difficult.
This has been a resilient group all year. What's the key to keeping the resiliency through a tough one like this one? And you've got a couple home games still coming up.
Kind of just putting this one in the rearview mirror and bouncing back, and got a hungry Miami team coming in here next. So just have to be locked in and watch the film and move on. It's really all you can do.